Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be showing you simple steps on how to create a facility maintenance application. The first thing you need to do is to navigate to your office.com, and that is what I have here, www.office.com. And the next step is for you to go to your list and select your list. Once your list is opened, select New List. Now select blank list. Type in the name of your list, the name of your database. I will name mine Facility Maintenance Application. I'll just name it Facility Maintenance App and create. Once this has been created, the next thing you want to do is to add your columns. So the first column that we'll be adding is your venue name. And this venue name is going to be a choice column. So come here and select choice. Now name the column venue name. I'll be using the Pascal naming convention. And my first choice, I'll name it Sapetro. My second choice, I'll name it Chapel. My third choice, I'll name it Queen Esther. And I will save. The next thing, I'm going to add another column. I'll select add column, and the next column I want to add is damage observed. It is a multiple line of text. I'm going to select multiple lines of text. The name is damage observed. And I'm going to save it. I'll do the same thing and add another column, which is damage image. This is going to be of type image. I'll select it, name it damaged image. I'll save. I'll go ahead and add another column, which is assigned to. For me to know who I've assigned it to, the column type will be of person. I'll select person and name it assigned to. Still using the same naming convention, assigned to, I will save. I'll add another column, which is issue status. My issue status is of type choice. Using the same naming convention, issue status. The first choice will be new. The second status will be in progress. Using the same naming convention. I can use normal naming convention now, put in space. Then the last choice will be fixed. And I will save. I'll go ahead and add another column now, which is date fixed. Add column, and date fixed will be of type date and time. I'll type in the name using the same naming convention, date fixed. I won't put in description, include time, no, so it's just going to take the date. Friendly format, no. I'll save. I'll add another column. Which is fixed image. It's going to be of type image. I'll save. I'll add another column, cost fixed, which is of. I'll add another column, date inspected. which is of type date. Date and time. Date inspected. I will not choose include time, so it will just give me date. I'll save. I'll add another column, inspection comment. Inspection comment is multiple lines of text. Click on add column, multi-line of text, inspection comment. I'll save this. I'll add another column, fixed approval. Is of type person. I'll save. I'll go ahead and add another column, which is the cost fixed. The cost fixed is of type currency. And type currency, I will not touch all the other features here, and I'll save it. Now I want to do something here. I will select title, column setting, and I'll go down to show/hide columns. I'll go ahead and uncheck title column because I want to remove the title column, and I'll go ahead and add the created column. I'll check the created column and select apply here. Now that I'm done adding all of my columns, I want to go ahead and select this gear icon. I'll select list settings. I'll go down to title here and I'll select it. I want to make sure that my title is not required. So under require that this column, which is title, contains information, I'll select no. I'll go down and click OK. Now I'll go back to my list. By going back to my list, you need to just come here and select Faculty Maintenance App. And you are back to your list. Now you have successfully created your database. The next thing we want to do now is to build our application using the Canvas app. The next thing I want to do now is to go back to my home. So select the home, the office.com tab, and I would select my PowerApps. I'll go ahead and select blank app. Then I'm going to select blank canvas app. I'll select create here. I'm going to name my application and I'll name it Facility Maintenance App. The format is tablet and I'll create. I'll skip. Now that I have my PowerApps Studio opened, the next thing I want to do is to come to the side and select this cylindrical shape, which is my data, and I'll select add data. Inside this search, I'm going to type in SharePoint and select SharePoint. I'll click on any of these SharePoints and I will now go back to my Facility Maintenance App database and I'll copy this link up until the last part of my on Microsoft account. So I'm stopping at Friday the 11th on Microsoft.com. So I'll copy this. I'll go back to my PowerApps, and where it says enter the SharePoint URL for the location of your list, I would paste my URL and I'll click on connect. It will go ahead and open my list, and I'll select facility maintenance app. That's the one that we have created. Connect. Now I have successfully imported my data. I'll go ahead and build on this data. I'll go back and select my tree view. And the next thing that I will do now is to insert a form. To insert a form, you go to Insert, select Insert, and select Edit Form. I'll go ahead and adjust this form and make it big. Now, it says that my form is not connected to any data yet. So I'll go to Data Source and I'll click on the drop down of None, and I'll select Facility Maintenance App, which is my data source. Now, it has successfully brought in all of the columns that we have created. But for this form, we need just 3 columns. So we'll go ahead and go to Edit Form, and we will remove our title column, select the 3 ellipses beside title, and click on Remove. We'll go ahead to select the 3 ellipses and click on Remove. We will do the same for all the columns that we do not need, and we'll remove everything. 3 ellipses and remove. We will remove everything and leave venue name, damage observed, and damage image. You close this. We will come under properties of our form and go to columns. Under columns here, I will change this column arrangement to 1. I want just 1 column. And I will go back and change my default mode here of the form to new form. Now I have successfully added my form. The next thing I want to do is to come back to Insert, click on Insert, and insert a button. This button will enable me to be able to submit my form. So you select the button that you have imported, go to Properties and change the name. Change it to Submit. Now that you have successfully changed the name to Submit, you have your button. It has been changed to Submit. The next thing that we want to do, we want to be able to add data into our form. So by doing that, we need to add function under the Submit button. So go ahead and select the button. On my far right, I have the onSelect. For every object that you import into your Canva, you have properties. So the button has certain properties. Now, one of the properties is the onSelect property. So you want to dictate to Canvas app what will happen when you select this button. So you go ahead and type in the function submit form. So help me submit my form, and the name of your form is Form 1. So type in Form 1. IntelliSense will bring the form for you, Form 1, and close. Now you will be able to submit your form. The next thing we want to do, when you've submitted your form, you want to know that your form has been successfully submitted. So you go ahead and select your form. Select your form Form 1. It also has properties. So under the properties pane, select this drop down and go to the onSuccess property. So once this form has been successfully submitted, I want to see a notification. So I am going to say, once this form has been successfully submitted, I am going to say notify. Notify is a function. I'll select it, notify, and I'll put in my text. Form successfully submitted. Then outside the text, I'll put in comma, and I'll put the notification type, which is notification type.success. I'll put in a comma and put the timeout. So I want the notification to last for 8 seconds. So I'll put 800 and I'll close my brackets. Now let us see this in action. I'll go ahead and play the app. My venue name is a choice column. So I have all the choices that I've put. I'll select Sapetro. Damage observed. I'll say poor network. Damage image. This will enable you to add an image for the facility you are reporting. So I'm just going to choose one image that I have already on my computer and I'll submit. Once I have submitted, I would see the notification. Now it's saying no item to display. To fix this, you go back here and go back to your form. And we'll say that after the notification, form successfully submitted, we want to see the timeout more. So we'll make the timeout 6,000. We will end this statement and type in new form. So when the form has been successfully submitted, change it to a new form. So select your form and select new form. Let us play our app and see this in action. So let us choose chapel, damage observed, bad bulb, damage image. We will put any image. So I'll just put in another image and I'll submit this. Once it has successfully submitted, we can see form successfully submitted. So I increase the time just for us to be able to see this notification very well. Now that we are done, we want to add home page. And for us to add home page, we'll go to new screen and select new screen. New screen, we'll select blank. Now you have second screen. Click the 3 ellipses and go to rename. Rename your screen home page because it is home page that we have created. So it is also good for you to rename every page that you have submitted, that you have created. It is also a good practice. Best practice is that you rename every page that you have created. So go to screen 1 and rename it report page. Alright, so select back home page. And now we want to design this home page. So this home page has properties and we can change the background of this home page. Go to the right hand side. This is the properties pane. We can see few. Fill is the property that enables us to add color to the background of any object. So we'll select fill, and we are going to select this color, blue, because this is the color that I want. So I'll select blue. I'll also go ahead and I will insert a text label. Once I insert a text label, I'll make this text label very long. The text label comes with a default property, which is text, and this text already carries an input. So I will delete this text and I will type in, I will go to the right hand side under properties. I will type in facility maintenance application. Facility maintenance application. Now I'm going to change the font size. I'll make the font size 30. I'll make the font weight bold. Text alignment, I'm going to take it to the center, align center. I will also go ahead and change the color of the facility maintenance application text. Under color, I would change it to white. The next thing I want to do is to add some background color to my text label. I will go down to border. Now the border property is, I've chosen solid. I'll go ahead to this middle box and select 2. I want that the border size, the width, the weight of the border will be 2. Then I will change the color of the border to yellow. So the border will have a yellow background. So I'll go ahead and adjust this just a little. So we can see the yellow border. The next thing I want to do is to add a button. So go to insert and select button. We are going to do quick, simple customization to our button. Select the button and change the button name. Change it to report. This button is going to navigate us to our report page. And this screen, like we explained earlier, is the screen that we are going to see once we come into this application. We'll go ahead and change, we have changed the text to report. We'll go ahead and make some quick customization. So we will make the background color, which is the fill property of the button, which is this. The fill property of the button, will turn it to yellow. We will make the color of the text to blue. We will also make the background the border. We'll make the border blue. We'll go ahead and make our button bigger. I'll just adjust the button. Now that you have this, the next thing you want to do is you want to connect this page to your report page. So go ahead under your button, go to the properties of the button. The next thing, go to the properties of the button and select select your button, go to the properties of the button and click on select. Select is a property, change it from false, say navigate to report page. Where are you navigating to? Report page. So select report page and close. Now we want to move this screen to the first screen. So when a student comes into this application, or when anybody comes into this application, the first thing they see is this page. So click on the 3 ellipses beside the home page and select move up. Now let us see our application in action. Select play and we can see facility maintenance application. I'll click on reports and I can see my form. Choose Queen Esther or any venue name. Put in the damage observed, roof, leaking, my roof. Say damage observed, the roof of my room is leaking. Damage image, I'll just go ahead and add another image that I have on my computer and I'll submit. Now we can see our form successfully submitted and it has brought us back to this form. So we want to do quick customization to our form again. Click out and select your form. Under report page, select form 1 and take away the new form function that we added and add it under, close the first function that we have under the onSelect property of the button. Submit form 1, close it and paste the new form 1 function that we cut out. The next thing we want to do is under our onSuccess, the onSuccess of our form, select your form 1. Under the onSuccess of our form, after this first function has been closed with a semicolon, the next thing that we want to do is to navigate. Once it is successful, we want to navigate back to our home page. So we will type in the function navigate. Select where it should navigate you to, home page, and close the bracket. Now we want to play and see. So before we go ahead, ensure you save your app. Once your application has been saved, go ahead and play your app to see how. Now, once your application has been saved, go ahead and play your app. And let us see our application in action. Facility maintenance application, select report. Venue name, I'll select Sapetro. Damage observed, bad roof. Damage image, I'm just going to add another image on my computer. Once the image has been added, I'll select submit. Once it has been submitted, I can see form successfully submitted, and it has navigated me back to my home page. And this is the end of the phase 1 of the facility maintenance application. The next thing we want to do now is to create another page that only administration members can see. The next thing we want to do now is to create another page that only the administrative members can see. So once a student has submitted a record, a student or anybody or a staff has submitted a record, we want that an admin can come and update that record. So this app is functionality based. The next thing we want to do now is to add another screen that an admin would have access to. So go back to your buttons here and select new screen. Select the blank screen and you have another page. So it is best practice that you rename all your pages. So this, rename it and name it admin page. So for the admin page, I'm going to click on insert and bring in the edit form. And I'll just go ahead and do the same thing. Put in my facility maintenance list. This will automatically create all forms, all the column that I've added to my list. I'll just adjust and I'll go to edit fields and I'll remove all the columns that I don't want. For this, I want every other column except the title column and the attachment. I can also rearrange all of this. So to rearrange, I'll select the edit of the form and I'll just bring down the damaged image and I'll also bring down the fixed image. The next thing that I will do is to select my form. Under the properties of the form, I'll select columns and I'll make the column 2. The next thing that I will do now that I have my form is to insert my button. The button will enable the admin to be able to submit this form. I will change the name to update reports. I'll change the name to update reports. And now that the name has reflected, I'll adjust the button and the button has a property, the onSelect property. I'll clear away the false and I'll put in submit form. I want that this form will be submitted, so I'll click submit form. And which form do I want to submit this time? I want to submit this form, and this form is form 2. Form 2. I'll submit the form. So once I have submitted the form, I will change this form default mode to new form. So I'll type in the new form function and I'll put in the form I want to change, which is my form 2, and I'll close it. I'll select the form. The next thing I want to do now is to select my form, and I will go to the on-success property of the form. On success property of the form, and I'll put in notify. Notify, put in the text, form record successfully updated. I'll put in a comma. Then the next thing I want to do is notification type, which is success. Put in a comma, and this time I will just put in my timeout to be 4,000, and I'll close it. I'll end this statement with a semicolon, and I'll navigate. Now, for us to successfully navigate, we will just put in the admin page, which is this main page. No, that's not meant for cut this result. Now, when I'm done writing my notify function, I am going to play my app. Before I play my app, the next thing we want to do is we want to add in another screen. This screen will enable the admin to see all the reports that has been added. So we'll go ahead and we'll click out of the form. You would see your new screen. Add a new screen and select blank. Inside this new screen, you would now insert and select vertical gallery. This gallery will enable us to see every report that has been added. So we'll go ahead and connect this gallery to our facility maintenance data source, which is our facility maintenance list. Now we can see all the record that has been added is showing here on our gallery. Now the gallery has a box. This box is our label. So we are going to decide that. Now we are going to rearrange the settings of our gallery. We have a label here, a title 1 of our gallery. Currently, the title 1 is referencing title, but we have removed our title from our list. So we are going to change this reference and say this item dot venue name. We want that this title 1 will be referencing our venue name. Now, venue name is a choice field, so we want that it will be referencing the value of the venue name. So we'll say this item dot venue name dot value. So it will give us the value of the venue name, Sapetro. Now, the next one, which is the subtitle 1, we are going to change it from venue name. We are going to say this item dot, and all the values, we can see all the values here. So we are going to say this item dot damage observed. So we can see right on this gallery, we can see Sapetro, poor network, Chapel, bad bulb, Queen Esther, the roof of my room is leaking. The next thing that we want to do, we want to connect this gallery to our admin form, the form on our admin page. So when Sapetro is selected, so we will select the gallery and we'll go to the onSelect property of the gallery. We'll change it from false and we'll say navigate. So once this is selected, we want to be navigated to the form. We want to be navigated to our form, and our form is seated under our admin page. So navigate me to admin page, and I'll close this. So once it has navigated us to admin page, the next thing that we want to do is, let us play and see the action. If you select Sapetro, it will navigate us to admin page. So what we want to do now is that once we are navigated to admin page, we want to change this form to a new form. So we will go back. We will select our gallery and we will end the navigate admin page statement and say new form. New form, form 2. No. So let us see the action. Once you select Sapetro, you will see no item to display. So the next thing we will do is we are going to connect this form. We are going to connect this form to any item that has been selected. So you will go to your admin page and you select your form 2. Your form 2 is your admin form. So it is best practice that you rename all the objects. So we'll rename this form 2 to admin form. So our admin form, we'll select our admin form and so we will go to our admin form, select our admin form, and under the item property of the admin form, we will say gallery 1 dot selected. This immediately would give us the item property of the gallery that has been selected. Go ahead and rename your screen 4 detail screen, admin detail screen, admin detail screen. So let us see our app in action. Admin detail screen. So we'll go to our admin detail screen and play the app. So when an admin sees all these reports, admin can select Chapel, and admin will be navigated to this form where the admin can update this report with item. Now, the next thing to do is to connect all our pages step by step together. The first page that is seen when you come into the application is our home page. From the home page, if you are a staff or a student, you will be able to see, we want that you'll be able to see only report button. So this report will navigate you to make a report. However, if you're an admin, we want you to see another button. You can make a report and you can also update a report. So we would select this report button and do Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. It will copy what you have here and it will also paste it. So we will change the text inside this report and change it and make it update reports. Update reports. Now we want that this will only be seen by an admin. So I will go to another property of my button, which is the unvisible property of my button. I'll now just make this visible to only me. So how do I do this? I'll go to the visible property of my button, which is visible. From true, I will take away true. User comes with open and close property dot email. So I want that the email of the user must be equals to my email because I am the admin. So I'll put it in a text format and I'll type in my email. So I can just go ahead here and copy my email. And I'll paste it here. Now, this is visible to me because I have said, let this update report button be visible to only the email of the person, only the email that is freddy@the11th.onmicrosoft.com, which is my email. So my email is freddy@the11th.onmicrosoft.com. So this will be visible only to me. So if I share my app with anybody, they will not be able to see update reports. So update reports will only be seen by me or by anybody that will put their email here. So under the onSelect property of our update screen, we want it to navigate us to where all the reports are seated. So navigate, we want it to navigate us to our admin detail screen. Admin detail screen. Let us play and see our app in action. So we want it to navigate us to our admin detail screen, which is here. When we select any report, we want the admin to be able to update this report. Admin can assign this. I will assign this to somebody in my tenants, which is Oluwatobi Yusuf. I will assign this to Oluwatobi Yusuf. Issue status of the chapel, I will say this is new. And date inspected, it has not been inspected. Date fixed, it has not been fixed. Inspection comments will come after the date and after it has been inspected. It has not been approved. And cost has not been known because it has not been fixed. And I will update the reports. Now it has been assigned. And we can see record successfully updated. Now, anytime we select record successfully, anytime we select the update report, we want this to navigate us back to our home page. So we would go away from the play view. So select the update property. And instead of new form, admin form, change this to navigate to our home page. We want to navigate to our home page. To navigate home page. Now, let us see. Now that we are done with all the functionalities, we just want to add some other necessary functionality. Now, we don't want anybody to be able to submit this application without adding damage image, venue name, or damage observed. So we are just going to select this venue name. Currently now it is locked. Go to the this properties pane and go to advanced. Tap it twice and it will unlock. Now you can see this function that says required. So change it from required. It's false, change it to true. This will make sure that this column is filled before it is submitted. Do the same thing, double tap to unlock, go to required, make it true. Do this for all the columns that you want to make compulsory. So I'm doing the same thing for the admin form. I'll make it true. Assign to must be true. Issue status must also be required. Now that this is done, let us see our app in action. So go to the home page and play the app. So now that this is done, let us see our app in action. Go to the home page and play our app. Select reports and make a report. Queen Esther. Main road is bad. Damage image, puts in the required image and submits. This says form successfully submitted and it navigates you back to the home page. If you are a staff or you are a student, you are done with this application, you have successfully reported this, and it would notify all the people that needs to be notified. The next thing, if you are an admin, you'll be able to see the update report, and you can update a report that has been submitted, and you can see all your reports that has been submitted. You can select. So this blank page is because somebody submitted a form without filling it, and this is the main reason why we added required. So nobody will be able to submit a form without filling it. So we would select Queen Esther. Once an admin selects Queen Esther, they'll be able to see all the information that a student or a staff has submitted. So assign to, I will just assign this to somebody, one of the admin representative, which will be Oluwatobi Yusuf. Issue status, I'll change it to new. And date fixed, it has not been fixed. Date inspected, it has not been inspected. Fixed approval, I'll also select Oluwatobi Yusuf. It has been approved to be fixed. It has not been inspected. Date inspected. Cost fixed, it has not been fixed. Fixed image, it has not been fixed. So once it has been fixed and it has been inspected, the admin can come back here to update this item. So I'll select update reports. And once the report has been updated, it will successfully navigate me back to the home page. And with this, we are done with the facility maintenance application. If you have any comment or you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Bye for now.